Peace and love, fam. Peace and love. This is Moreno Bey. Today's title of this video is, Should We Be Symbol Literate? Now, in my humble opinion, I really believe we should be literate regarding symbols. The reason is because symbols are a larger body of knowledge summed down into just that, a symbol. Okay, so what we'll discuss today is different company branded logos, and we'll discuss occult symbols to see, are they spooky or are they not? So we'll start off with the Converse shoe. Now, if you remember anything about the Converse shoe, it's very similar, the logo is very similar to the Islamic crescent and star. Check it out. Very similar. So when you look at it, you got to ask yourself, why did they use a crescent and a star? And if you look up the word Converse, it's basically a form of communication, how to communicate, right? So let's go into the acronym, the first letter of the acronym Islam, which is I, to break down that crescent and a star. The Eye of Islam. The banner of the crescent and star of the flag with the moon and five-pointed star in the center is the insignia of the Asiatic or Moorish nation. It is the mother of all national banners of the world today because it is the oldest. The flag with the Moorish crescent and star represents the entire human family. When reading or writing in any language, there are only the principal directions in which one may go: lateral, crosswise or across, and or vertical, up and down. All other movements in other directions are just varying degrees of the main two. When reading the meaning of the crescent and star, no matter from which direction one reads, the moon is always first, and is read in the following manner: from left to right, moon and star; from right to left, moon and star; from top to down, moon and star; from bottom up, moon and star. Latin and its many dialects are read from left to right. Arabic, Hebrew, and Sanskrit are read from right to left. Japanese and Chinese are read from top down. Thus, the moon, the great female principle, can be shown to be the generator of all the apparent phenomena known to man in any language. The three meanings of the moon and star: moon and sun. As moon and sun, the crescent and star represents both the negative magnetic force and the positive electric force, woman and son. As woman and son, the crescent and star symbolize the great universal woman, the universal womb or matter in its most elementary state, which generates or produces all forms, visible or invisible. These forms are the sun principle to balance woman. Widow and son of Masonry. I am a widow's son in need, indeed, say the Masonic brethren, simply because when woman gives birth to a male, he is her son. So all males are sons, and since all males are sons, woman can have no husband. She is therefore truly a widow. The moon or crescent represents the woman, widow, or feminine principle. In mythology, the moon was personified by the Greeks as a goddess, Luna. Luna is the Latin word for moon. And if you think about it, the moon has really been, or Luna, it's been put behind us. It's more on the sun. It's more, the focus is more on the sun, or Ra, or Heru, etc. The ancients associated fertility, growth, and decay with illumination phases. The moon factor is the mediator between the past, present, accumulating the whole story of man's personal evolution within the fluids of brain and body. The moon establishing an essential rhythm in the body and instinctive mind as an ebb and flow of sensation and emotional experience. The moon is connected with the deepest association of one's family and ancestors, especially the mother. Powerful mother-child relationships begin in the womb. Hence, the moon indicates the mother's complex. So that's a small breakdown of the crescent and the star, which we noticed that the similarities are with the shoe Converse. Now, the next branded company logo is CBS. Think about CBS. and the all-seeing eye, right? So the all-seeing eye, if you were to compare it to anything, what would it be? It would be the pyramid with the all-seeing eye, right? So let's break that down. The second letter in the acronym Islam, which is S. So we'll go into that. The pyramid is the second symbol in Islam. Its apex at the top indicates that man's essence is spirit. If the apex were pointed down, the triangle would represent matter. The three equal sides of the triangle symbolize in universal terminology the positive, the negative, and the offspring, or union of the two male-female principles. On top of the pyramid is the all-seeing eye, which stands for the I in you. The glory or light at the top of the pyramid symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, and light. However, the capstone of the Great Pyramid on the back of the dollar bill is not connected to its base because the masses of humanity are ignorant of their essence, which is spirit, their history, and their heritage. Man's status in the world is controlled by those who know. Consequently, his status is determined by the quality of his own thinking. He who knows all that can be known by intellectual energy is a god among men. The men who control the political and economical systems of the world are the ones that have capped their pyramids, meaning that the capstone is enclosed with the top base of the pyramid. Ignorance has kept mankind in darkness and in grief. But no man should grieve, for grief is the most serious of all diseases. Mature permits man to do anything he desires. He is limited only by his own ignorance, his own laws and customs. The pyramid is an example of perfect orientation. It is self. The pyramid is also built upon square, just as man is born on the square. The square base is a constant reminder that the house of wisdom is firmly founded upon nature and her immutable laws. The angle of the square are silence, profundity, intelligence, and truth. They also represent an extremities of meat or heat and cold, south and north, and light and darkness, east and west. Man is a fourfold unit concerning the elements of his own constitutions, and the earth, fire, air, water are of the fundamental keys to the mystery of the Great Pyramid. All right, so the next will be the compass and square. That's not necessarily a Masonic symbol, but it's used heavily in Masonry. If you look into our great brother Yeshua, who they call Jesus, he was a carpenter. So I'm sure that Yeshua, or who you call Jesus, used the compass and the square to do the work that he needed to do. All right. Now we'll go into the third letter of the acronym Islam, which is L. And this is dealing with the compass and the square. Law. The ancient Moors were navigators. Moor means navigator of the seven seas, guided by the North Star, and in order to navigate, they used a compass and a square. A compass has 32 points. This instrument was used as a way of life for the Moors. The compass was an instrument used to draw circles, and the two legs embodied the idea of male force meeting a female force at an angle. This angle is measured in different planes. The right hand of man is the executive or positive, so the right leg of the compass was taken to signify the positive force. The left hand of man is receptive, so the left leg of the compass was taken to represent a negative force. In ancient Masonry, the union of zodiacal motion and declination was symbolized by the union of the compass and square. The square placed below is typical of purely physical union of the sexes. In astrology, the inharmonious aspects of each constitute a portion of the square or angle of 90 degrees, semi-square, square, sesqui-square, and double square or opposition. That's a little bit about the compass and the square. So now what we'll do is we'll go into the fourth letter of the acronym Islam, which is AM. And we're going to deal with the six-pointed star, the Star of David, and the same star that a lot of the, well, I won't say a lot of, but some of the gangster disciples, they use or represent the six-pointed star in a negative light, but I'm going to bring that positive back to you. The physically perfect man or adept possesses and is master of 7 physical senses, 7 psychic senses, and 7 states of consciousness. The number 7, denoting the completeness of physical life, indicates readiness for transition to a new octave of endeavor. The six-pointed star of the Moorish nation is referred to as the Jewish Star of David. And let it ever remind you that the divine Trinity is reflected within you, and that the lower triangle must be lifted up until it balances the upper and forms the complete triangle, up and down. Your life interlaces with the divine. The upper triangle represents woman on the spiritual plane, the north mode or a mode, the north gate and the summer season. The lower triangle represents man on the physical plane, the south pole or cathode, the south gate, and the winter season. Thus, these two triangles are now perfectly balanced, giving us the six-pointed star, or symbol of the equilibrium of spirit and matter. They truly demote the existence of but one creator who is perfectly expressed in both the visible and invisible worlds. As above, so below, and what these triangles say, and these two interlaced trines are sometimes referred to as the two tables of stone. The sixth sign, Virgo, is 180 degrees, and Converse, the last month, is the summer season. This is referred to in the mystical, religious, and secret orders of the land of the Nod, or the North Gate, or the North Pole. The positive North Pole's electric current flows to the negative South Pole. The six-pointed star, sometimes called the Seal of Solomon, is mentioned by Paul in Corinthians 15, 38, and 45. And he describes the two realms, which explains the as above, so below principles. Now, we'll end it off with the last letter of the acronym Islam, which is M, stands for master. And master, this being the glyph for the planet Earth of which we are on and aspire to master navigators upon. So it's basically a complete circle, and it has the 90 degrees filling up each angle within the circle times 4, right? Which makes or complete 360 degrees around the circle. You got north, south, east, west. You got 33, 33, 33, 33. Or you got 333, 333, 333, 333. So symbols aren't really spooky, just a broad amount of information that's summed down into a symbol. And the only reason people deem it as to be something evil or spooky is because they don't quite understand what the symbol represents. All right, if you think of something like a stop sign without the actual word stop, that red 8-sided octagon, if it stood in the street, you'll still know that it means to stop because it had a broad history behind it, right? We know if we pass that and a car is coming the opposite direction, we may get hit, right? So it's a symbol. Like, it really doesn't have to say anything. It represents something else, a larger body of knowledge, in other words. We're going to conclude this video, and I hope y'all got something out of this video. Don't be all spooked out about the symbols, all right? Study your symbols, understand what they are, see the similarities between how some companies promote symbols and what is similar to. All right, peace and love. This is Moreno Bey. See you next time.